Welcome to Rise and Shine Daily Business Tech Boost with me, Charly Leetham. If you're a small business owner looking to simplify technology and get real, actionable advice from someone with 35 years of IT experience, you're in the right place. Every episode, I'll dive into tools and systems like email, CRM, marketing and tracking, and break them down into bite-sized tips you can use right away. Your time is valuable, so let's get straight to the point. It's time to work smarter, not harder. Rise and Shine, it's your daily dose of business tech inspiration with me, Charly Leetham. Episode number 406, and I'm going back to one of my favorites, one that I think I need to remind people of regularly. And the reason it's come up is because it's come up in today's work, and I thought great episode, great topic to remind people of. And that is all of the information that you need to get from your developer and have in your possession when you have any work done. Today it was because I have a client who is just about to take ownership of a website they've had developed by someone else. They've asked me to act in a consulting role to make sure that they have all of the stuff that they need. So I've gone to have a look and seen where things are. And the first thing I've noticed is the domain name that they're using has not been registered in the business owner's name or in the business's name. From what I can see, it's been registered in the developer's name, and we need to get that fixed. That's going to be a cost that is borne by someone, because sometimes transferring the registration from one owner to another actually costs money, especially if the domain hasn't expired. So that's something that needs to be fixed. So I'm going to start with, if you are going to get a website developed, if you are going to register a domain name and you're going to get someone to do it on your behalf, make sure you make it very clear that they have to register it in your name or your business's name, your business's ABN, and they must use your email as the registrant email. That is absolutely key, and the reason it's key that they use your email as a registrant's email, particularly if you're paying for it up front, is that you will get access to that domain. If they've got it stuck somewhere and they say, no, you can't have access to it, if you've got that email as your registrant's email, we can generally get hold of that domain and get you ownership of it, get you control of it again. You can do it yourselves, or you can get someone like me to come along and help you do it. If that registrant email or the business name or the name is not your name, you've got no claim on it. You can't prove that it's your domain. You can't, you might be able to go through a process and do affidavits and get lawyers' letters and all of those things to get access to it. It's really, really difficult. It's really time consuming, and it can become very expensive. So when you are starting this process, please make sure that you have your domain names in your control. Now, if your developer is doing all of this and they're going to hand over things at the end of the process, after you've paid them, so they're going to outlay their money, they may actually put their email address as the registrant's address. You do need to make sure it is in your name though. Now, what I would probably do, honestly, in a package deal is I would say, look, by all means, register the domain name. What I'll do is I will pay you for the domain name to be registered. You can do all the work for it. I will pay that up front, and you will put it in my name and it will come to me. So maybe break it out so that you've got access to it. If you don't have your domain name, it's really hard to get hold of anything else, get into anything else. Okay, so it's your domain name is the first thing that you need to look for. Make sure that that is in your name. Make sure you can get control of it if you need it. The hosting account where you have your website hosted. Now, if it's not a hosted website like WordPress, or if it's a self-hosted WordPress, not a self-hosted WordPress website, you want logins to the provider that you're using. So if it's WordPress.com, if it's WP Engine, if it's Shopify, if it's Squarespace, if it's Wix, you need to make sure you have admin logins to that account and you know where they are. Now, if we're talking about self-hosted accounts where you will have a hosting provider and you will have a login to an admin login to the website, you need to have both logins. You need to have access to your host and you need to have access to your website. Make sure you get all of that information. If your domain is being hosted on a service like Cloudflare, you need to make sure that you have access to the Cloudflare account. All Cloudflare accounts can have multiple members, and if your developer does it right, they will create a separate account for you. They will give you access, super admin access, that you can log into, and you will have access, and you should then also be able to, if you want to, remove people who you no longer want to have access to it. But make sure you have access to the Cloudflare account. So what have we got here? We've got our domain account, we've got our hosting account, we've got our actual website logins if we need them, we've got Cloudflare, email. With the way things are set up now in general, most email accounts go through Microsoft 365, Google Workspace, Zoho. That it might be a hosted email account on somewhere like GoDaddy or Crazy Domains. That's the one I was thinking of. It may be actually hosted email. Whatever it is, you not only want access to your email address, so the username and password, so that you can log in and check your email. You want the admin logins to those to those accounts. Make sure that you have access so that you can get in and add new users if you want, or modify users or change passwords, so that you don't have to rely on the developer that set it up. If you want to be able to change out your developers, change out your support people, you need to have access to all of these things. These are things that I try to give all of my clients. I will generally, when we hand over a project or when I get access to a project, I will generally trip over my own tongue, I will create a document or set up a folder in my password manager and give my clients access to all of the passwords that I have for them. They can download those passwords, they can save them off, they can put them somewhere safe, but I try to give everyone those at that level of access to everything. If something goes wrong, if the relationship between me and my client sours, I want them to feel that they have the autonomy, that they are empowered to take control for themselves. I love that people rely on me. I love that people trust me to help them, but I don't want them to feel beholden to me. I really, really want them to feel that they have control in this as well. So that's really important. And like I said, it's come up today because yet again, I'm sitting here helping a client take over, get their stuff from a developer. And there's a lot of things there that I'm looking at going, this shouldn't have been done this way. Well, I wouldn't have done it this way. This is a real risk to the client. And you don't want to leave your clients, if you're a service provider and you're listening to this, you don't want to leave your clients with risk. Honestly, do a good job, make yourself invaluable by doing a good job, and they'll stay with you forever. And if you're a client and you're having trouble and you're not quite sure, feel free to reach out. If you don't want to reach out to me, there are others out there that do what I do, but do reach out. Ask me for some help, ask me for some advice. I'd love to give you some advice. Best place to do that is on my locals community, askcharlyleetham.locals.com. That's the best place to ask questions like this, to seek advice, to try and get it, to get in touch with me without having to book a consultation and pay my consultation fees. If you want a consultation, you're more than welcome to come across to my website and book a consult as well. Would love to do that for you. It might not be needed though. If you've got any questions, feel free to leave them wherever you are watching or listening to this video. You can send me a DM on any of my social media channels. You can come across to my website, askcharlyleetham.locals.com. If this has been of value to you today, please give me a like. Let people know it was worthwhile listening to. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, and I will see you all tomorrow. See you guys. Hey there, thanks so much for tuning in to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost. I hope today's episode gave you some actionable insights that will make your business tech work smarter for you. If you found value, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other small business owners who could use a daily boost. For more tips, tools, and resources, visit www.askcharlyleetham.com. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and let's make tech simple together.